This is insane. I started my day with some data entry on the computer in my office. I was very excited to get through the rest of my notes, but I needed to stretch my legs. At about 2:45 p.m., I started wandering the halls of the building, like I always do. I often see a lot of my friends during my walks. Did you, though? I came out to check, but she was C3E, so... Okay, so does it have any word like around it? Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Okay. I know, this is just the prologue. This is the tutorial case. Eventually, I made it to the space outside of the lab where Abigail worked. I do have a serious question for you, Raw Productions. How important to the story of this game is the first game? It's hard to see through the tinted window of the doorway, but I can see her working in the room. She's always so busy. I saw Max leave the room to go next door, and our usual delivery man appeared right after that. That was around 3 p.m. I left immediately to get back to my office, but a power outage left the room in darkness. Quiz. I waited there hoping that everything was okay. Thankfully, around 5 minutes later, the lights came back on, and I was able to continue my... It was out for 10 minutes. So later that I heard a commotion outside and learned that something happened to Abby. Okay, but I mean like the rest of the game, so it takes place after the... I was so close to where it happened. I feel like I could have helped her. Okay. I actually might. I want to now. Okay, so yeah, that's what I was kind of excited. I loved playing things in order, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick up the first game because, like, okay, you gave me free key for this one, awesome, but like, if I don't even like it, is it worth me buying and playing the first game? So it's like, so you still deny entering the testing chamber? Yes. If my ID was recorded to enter that room, it must have been someone that stole my card, like the true killer. Yes, exactly. Was the same. Yeah, I will. No way to prove otherwise at this point, so I'll just have to find something else wrong with her testimony. I'll uncover what truly happened at Tactile Synthetics Lab. Oh, that's okay. I do not mind the jank. If anything, it makes it more endearing. Okay, so we know that the system report is powered at 3:02 p.m. lasted for 10 minutes. Okay, so it would have been done by 3:12, approximately. Okay, we're 2:45. Walked around. That was around 3 p.m. Power left the room when I arrived. I was hoping everything was okay. Thankfully, it's the 307. Ah, there it is. Yep. Boom. Nope. That's it. Oh,
objection.
Yeah, you liar. From what I understand, the outage occurred at 3:02 p.m., so you returned to work by this time, correct? Yeah? By your timeline, a mere 5 minutes after 3:02 was when the lights returned and your computer started working again. But that can't be correct, because the system report claims that the power was out for 10 minutes. But I... Tell the truth, Miss Field. Did you lie to this court? Hey, it was just a simple mistake, okay? I messed up the exact duration of the outage, but my statement still stands. My work is just so important to the company that I tend to lose track of time. Getting back to my computer was of the utmost important to continue my research. That's why they made my office a secure room. Then it would have logged her... Yeah, I'm gonna object.
Objection.
Hold on, a secure room? If that's the case, then how did you even enter your office in the first place? What? You testified just moments ago that you didn't have your ID card on you, right? It would have been impossible for you to get back to work. Fine. I'm sorry for deceiving you all. Tread lightly, Miss Field. My patience is running low for inaccurate testimony. He always says that, but somehow the perjury just keeps coming. Mr. Cross, please cross-examine her revised statements. Gladly, Your Honor. Okay. Oh my god. Everybody kill Abby Dora. Alright, I just have to clarify what happened when the lights went out. Very dear switch prize. Yeah, I know, exactly. Like, you can tell there's so much love and care put into this. I was just still in the hallway when the power outage started. I remained there for a few minutes so I wouldn't trip on anything. Then the sound of something falling inside the lab room startled me. I opened the front door to take a look inside without actually entering the room. It was dark, but I could see enough to know something was wrong. I saw Abby lying there, behind the desk. I thought she had fallen and hit her head. It was only later I found out how bad things were. I didn't waste any time. I ran down the hall looking for someone to help. Oh, you bitch. Oh, wrong one. How could she have seen her? Oh, wait, or no, wait. She went in the hall. Never mind. She would have been able to see her. God damn it, I'm not thinking smart. Because if you look at the floor plan, yeah. If she's in the hallway, she could have... Well, no. No, she couldn't have! The door is in front of the desk! Maybe that's it. A few minutes later, I ran into a group of colleagues who were discussing the power outage. By the time I calmed down and explained what happened, the lights were back on and we were able to call for medical help. We returned to the lab room, but by that point it was already too late. We were all in shock and more people showed up to offer comfort. I didn't see anyone else in the room when I first found Abby, but the killer must have been there, hiding. It's my fault they got away. I think so. I think that's it. It has to be. It has to be. I feel... Because that was crucial. It said the whole reason the crime scene photo looks like it does because you can't see the body behind the desk. That's all they took of the picture. Can't believe it. You saw the victim's body after she was killed? I can't believe it either, Cross. Yes, and there's no way the true culprit could have gotten far, because I opened the door mere moments after I heard the sound. I just couldn't handle the fact that I didn't spot them, or check on Abby sooner. I thought if I lied on the witness stand, then maybe I wouldn't suffer the judgment of everyone who thinks I'm a coward. Yeah,
Objection.
The testing room, too. This is madness. So you meant to lie before, we're just supposed to believe you now? Well, to be fair, isn't that how it normally goes? You didn't see me culprit because you're responsible for this murder, right? No, not at all. Think about the evidence against you, but think about the evidence against you, Miss Field. The passage records demonstrate that your ID card entered the lab at 3:01 p.m. You had ample time to make your escape before the outage ended at 3:12. You pretended to get help for your colleagues so they wouldn't suspect you as the true killer. Flocking has a point. It lines up exactly with the rest of her testimony. And now you want to claim that you committed perjury because you didn't want people to have a bad opinion of you? It's all too convenient. Some friends you made along the way. Be that as it may, Miss Flocking, we cannot hand down a verdict based on convenience alone. You must prove your claims with evidence. Mr. Cross, if you would please proceed. Right, Your Honor. Whether or not Ivy is guilty, there's still something very wrong with her testimony. Time to show this inconsistency to the court and reveal the truth. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's about the body. It's about the body. It has to be. Just have to clarify what happened with lights went out. I was actually still in the hallway when the power outage started. I remained there for a few minutes so I wouldn't trip on anything. Then the sound of something falling inside the lab startled me. Okay. I opened the front door to take a look inside without actually entering the room. It was the front door. Save! Is he gonna show up again? He's here! Wait, what is this? Saving again? I know I said you can play however you want, but I didn't think you'd actually go through with it. I suppose you didn't mean to do it, right? Unless. You can't fool me! You performed this action with malicious intent! Fine. I'll let you save. But in the wise words of Socrates, let him that would move the world first move himself. Actually, I have no idea how that relates to this situation, but it sounded smart. Good luck with this puzzle, I guess. I can't do it. I can't do it now! I will respect. Okay, so hold on a second. to the front door to take a look. Okay, so open that up, look in the room. If she, but I mean, you could kind of argue she could be seen, but that, But yeah, she's behind everything. You can't see her because, yeah. Behind the prominent desk at the front of the lab. Is the lobby the front door? She said she remained in the hallway. Hold on a second. Wait. You know, you're right. I'm gonna present the floor plans. It's either the floor plans or it's the picture, one of the two. This will prove you wrong. Will it now? Yeah, I will. I disagree. Well, I disagree with your disagreement. It had to be the picture. I was one of the two. What? Or maybe... You really need to say this time. Crap. I mean, said there was already a crowd. She said, oh, oh! You have a point, but... Passage records. It's the lab room. Abigail. Max. Max left. Server room, Max. Lab room. Then test chamber. It's gotta be this. Because there's no way to get to the test chamber from anywhere else. And I think it's gotta be actually the hallway with power start. I remained there for a few minutes so I wouldn't trip on anything. Yeah, that's not true. It's gotta be this. Oh, God damn it, it's not. See, this is where Phoenix Wright would fuck me up too. Happened when the lights went out. I was actually still in the hallway when the power outage started. I remained there for a few minutes so I wouldn't trip on anything. So it started at 3:02 p.m. Right? This is okay. This is where I use it. Boom. 3:02 test chamber. That's got to be it, right? That's not the hallway. That's the test chamber. Oh, God damn it. What am I doing wrong? Yeah, I need to... Ow. But she's... I know she said someone saved her, but how did she get in there, though? Into the hallway. Isn't the hallway's not secure? But the testing room is secure. Fine, I'll make it. Something falling inside the room startled me. First, supposedly stole a car when in the testing chamber. Okay. More people showed up to offer comfort. I'm gonna read it all again, then we'll go through the... Alright, I just have to clarify what happened when the lights went out. I was actually still in the hallway when the power outage started, and remained there for a few minutes so I wouldn't trip on anything. Then the sound of something falling inside the lab room startled me. I opened the front door to take a look inside without actually entering the room. It was dark, but I could see enough to know something was wrong. Or did I use the... Part of me feels like I should do it here? Look inside without entering the room, but it was dark, but I could see enough to know something was wrong. Is there a hint feature? What's the hint feature? Court record, log script, toggle auto mode. But no, I'm not gonna. I just gotta think this through. So I'd be lying there behind the desk. I thought she had fallen and hit her head. It was only later when I found out how bad things were. I didn't waste any time. I ran down the hall looking for someone to help. I ran to a group of colleagues who were discussing the power outage. That's what I'm thinking too. Sit back. Yeah, wait. I used the picture here. Maybe I'm supposed to use it here? I'm gonna try. That's gotta be it. But which one? I'm gonna try them both here. I think... Nope, that was wrong. Yeah, the other door, and yeah, see, I feel like you can't see her, but that's just me being me. So this has got to be something else. I'm focusing too much on this. Wait, how could you not see the knife? Abby lying there behind the desk. She wasn't lying. I mean, she's behind the desk. Is this it? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Objection.
There we go. Okay, like I said, I was on the right track, just wrong evidence in the wrong spot. But I had the right idea. So I'm not a complete idiot. So you claim to see Mrs. Graviton behind the desk at around 3:06 p.m.? That's right. Is something wrong with that statement? There certainly is. According to what you said, you thought that Abby had hit her head on something, causing the noise that you had heard. You're a courtroom genius, well done. See, I didn't have to save scum once. I saved, but I didn't scum it. You might be able to explain away the blood due to the dark environment, but something you can't possibly have missed is a knife that was clearly sticking out of her chest. That's... You claim that despite the power outage, you can still make out Abigail's silhouette. If that's the case, why didn't you notice the weapon that was embedded in her torso? Why didn't you already know that a murder was committed? But I just... I passed out. What? Wait, when? As soon as I heard that loud noise while I was outside the lab. It was an ominous day and I was scared. I was so shocked that I fell to the ground. So you're saying that you didn't look into the lab room while the power was out? Yes, that's right. So someone did take her card. Order. Miss Field, what did I tell you about inaccurate testimony? I'm sorry, everyone. I couldn't bear the guilt of being so weak. I know, right? I passed out in the hallway, and when I woke up, I made a run for it. I met up with my colleagues and pretended like Abby needed help. Actually, thinking back on it, I can't even be sure that the power was out when I first fell to the ground. All I know is that when I woke up, it was dark. Wait, so it's possible you were out before the power outage even started? I'm not sure. My memory's hazy in the moments leading up to that, because I must have hit my head on the ground or something. And you still believe that noise you heard was the victim falling? No, definitely not. It came from much further away. There's some sort of crash or rumble. I don't know. What matters is that the rest of my testimony was accurate, right? Sure, if you ignore literally the most important part of it being fake. Tora. Sorry, I just didn't make something up for science. Well, that was rather unhelpful. Viola, please escort Miss Field off the stand. We need to prepare for additional investigation of the crime scene. But wait, hold on. I may not have any information about what happened yesterday, but I can at least share something important. After all this time, can we really trust that she'll tell the truth? You should know about the reason why I was so scared yesterday. That same morning, Abby warned me about some sort of threat. It was as if she knew something terrible was going to happen. I believe she knew she was going to be murdered. I'm bouncing on my ball right now, what the fuck? Is that so? What could she possibly have said that would imply such a thing? Ivy, I think I'm gonna be murdered. She mentioned being in contact with some sort of organization that supposedly sponsors some of her work. But I believe there's more to it than that. Over the years, I've learned that the name of this group, and they must be up to no good. They're called the Nexus Division. Ooh, ND in the letter. Awesome, quiz. No one clipped that out of context! The Nexus Division? Could that mean... I'm positive that this organization is somehow involved with her death. After your previous testimony, it's hard to accept that in good faith. Is there anything that can substantiate your claim? Actually, I think there is. This piece of evidence will prove the connection between the victim and the Nexus Division. The letter! This letter that was provided by the investigation team. I have a suspicion that it's relevant to what you're talking about. Relevant, you say? How so? It's some sort of communication from a superior, I suspect. That's why it talks about new orders to follow. And at the end, the initials ND are mentioned. Could it be? I have to agree with the prosecution on this. It's far too suspicious to overlook. Really now, this is sounding a bit contrived. Proving a connection between the victim and this obscure group based on initials alone would be quite far-fetched. It is strange for Flocky to take my side on something like this. So could it be what she was talking about during the recess? If so, then I must learn more. But if we're going down this path, we're going to do it my way. If we assume this letter was referring to the Nexus Division, it would imply that Abigail herself was a member of the group and would be promoted soon. If that's the case, then I see two possibilities on how they could be involved with her murder. The first is that they are directly responsible and wanted to eliminate her for some reason we haven't discovered yet. The second is that some third party hoped to kill her because of her involvement with the Nexus Division. Alright, Cross. I can see where you're going with this. I believe it would help to get some context on this organization. And I know just the person who can testify about that. Someone who has first-hand experience with their influence. Dean Berrien. What? God damn it, Quiz, what did you do? Fred, it was as if she knew something terrible was going to happen. I believe she knew she was going to be murdered. I'm bouncing on my ball right now. What the fuck? No! That sounds so bad! No! God damn it, Quiz! It's not too much for me to comprehend. A mysterious organization that could be involved with the murder of Abigail Graviton, one that she's also affiliated with in some way. I will allow this witness to speak, but given that we are short on time, this is the last testimony I will allow today. Bailiff, prepare the stand. Oh my god. Just like real law. Oh, we have time limits, and you know, you gotta do it now in one go. Oh my god, this game. It's just a goddamn prologue. By now, most of you have likely heard about the situation unfolding in our city's library. It's with a heavy heart that I must announce the civilian casualties have been confirmed as of several minutes ago. Oh shit. If anyone in the audience wishes to verify the safety of a family member, the courtroom staff is prepared to assist you. Quiz. I heard about police activity near the park this morning, but I never expected things would get this bad. Regardless, our duty to the justice system remains, and we must continue this trial. Mr. Berrien, it is our understanding that you have information about a group called the Nexus Division that the victim was connected to. Please testify what you know so that we can all go home in peace. I have no idea what Flocking thought he might have answered. Why Flocking thought. But we should see where this goes before dismissing it. Nope. This motherfucker.
Objection.
This motherfucker. What do you mean, nope? I don't know anything about this group you're talking about. I'm just a delivery man. I make deliveries. Wrong. I have it on good authority that you were directly involved with something that the division was trying to accomplish. Case closed. If that was true. There's no way in hell you can prove it. This is going nowhere. I need to come up with a strategy that can get him to talk. Ask him about 2 days ago? March, oh, so is a delivery, yeah, he delivered the letter, March 10th. She was killed March 11th, right? Yep, okay, yep, asked about 2 days ago. Mr. Berrien, I wanted to ask you about your schedule from 2 days ago. Huh? You heard me. The day before yesterday was a Saturday, and I want to know what you were doing at that time. Also, come to think of it, why were you delivering a package on a Sunday anyways? The company I work for operates independently of the U.S. Postal Service, so we still dispatch porters on weekends. I was working both days, both Saturday and Sunday. Would you happen to have delivered a package to the Tactile Synthetics building on Saturday? Yeah, what of it? What are you getting at, Cross? Is this relevant to the case at hand? If Berrien was at the lab the day before the incident, then it's quite possible this could line up perfectly. That is my quiz. Bit of a stretch, but it's all we got. Cross? And now she's sweating. No need to slam your desk when you're not even saying anything. But it's so hot. Screw your eardrums. I got proof that there's a connection between our witness and the organization the victim was involved in. My nose, goddammit. The only person eardrums is me, and when I swing my gavel. Prosecution will not present this proof that Dean Berrien is somehow linked to the Nexus Division. It's the friggin' letter. It has to be. Right? I'm presenting the letter because, yeah. Oh, the box is delivered the day of. That's a package from the day of. This letter was just found in the victim's pocket. Describes the delivery made to her operation area on March 10th. What? Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if the package it was talking about was the same day or not, but yeah. Is it possible that the operation area is in fact the Textile Synthetics building? And you were the one who carried out that delivery? The delivery? No, it wasn't me. You can't prove that. Then perhaps a look at the records from the company you work for will clear this up. They must have a database we can reference. If you refuse to acknowledge the relevance of this letter to your schedule, then what exactly were you delivering on Saturday? It was just the usual equipment, you know? I'm afraid we're going to need more detail than that. But fine, you know that piece of tape you were so caught up on before? The one found in the testing chamber. Yeah, that's the one. It was there for the package I delivered on Saturday. Is that so? That was enough trust in me to unload the equipment without any assistance. So on March 10th, I placed the package on the metal table in the testing chamber and ripped open the tape that sealed it. Yeah, how would he get in there? It's a secure area, completely, and yeah. Oh my gosh. Battery-powered electromagnet that was delivered to the lab. That's the day, this was the package that was the day of.
Objection.
I'm going for it. There's no way that's possible. Huh? Why not? You claim to have done all this in the testing chamber without supervision. But if that's true, yeah, you were right, it was the card. Then how did you enter the room in the first place without a tactile synthetics ID card? No. We've come to learn that the testing chamber is a secure room, which means that an ID card is required to pass through the doorway. I know, right? Being that you're not an employee of Tactile Synthetics, I find it hard to believe that you could have been in that room without one. My goodness, you're right! Witness, you must explain yourself at once. I can't. I won't say anything further. Yeah, Dora's a smart one. Tell the truth or face the consequences. The consequences are far worse if I do. Something feels off. All of what we learned so far, Max's whereabouts, Dean's work schedule, Ivy's mishap, and Abigail's connection to the Nexus Division. It all has to come together now. We may never get another shot at this. So with that restriction, there must be a way to remedy this entire situation. Must be a way to discover the true culprit. Graviton was the first to arrive, then Colladera. Sometime later, he left to enter the server room. Varian was seen coming from the lobby according to Ivy Field, but we're not sure where he went next. Shortly after, the lights went out, and Ivy collapsed in the hallway, though we can't be sure which of those happened first. The passage record showed that ID cards belonging to Abby and Ivy moved into the testing chamber at 3:02 p.m. So then, is it possible that while Ivy was asleep? There are two reasons why someone would have needed an ID card to get into the testing chamber. First is that they didn't have one of their own, and the second is that they wanted to frame someone else using the security system. In either case, if Ivy was lying unconscious in the hallway at 3 p.m., then her card would have been easily stolen. After thinking about the case as a whole and this new information, there are two individuals who I believe are the most likely suspects. First is someone who would have needed an ID card to enter the testing chamber, and is linked to the victim via the Nexus Division. It's our boy, Dean. Dean Varian. The only person in this case who doesn't work for Tactile Synthetics. This is just absurd. Save it. I'm not finished yet. The other suspect, someone who would have wanted to hide their identity by utilizing IC Field's ID card instead of their own, is Max Caldera. Hey, keep walking! I almost hit that by accident! Max Caldera, the defendant. It's possible that he re-entered the lab using Ivy's ID card and let the victim into the testing chamber before the lights went out. Nonsense. If that's the case, why didn't the server room record an exit from the defendant at 3 p.m.? Simple. He only had to open the door and toss his ID card inside without entering himself. That would have fooled the system. There's no way. Then, if Ivy really was passed out in the hallway, he could have easily taken her ID card while she was unconscious and used it as his own. Present Crossroad surprise! I hate to say it, but this also seems entirely possible based on our understanding of yesterday's events. Blah, blah, blah. However, we sit here only to facts. Agreed. What evidence would you have that you could prove it was this suspect instead of the other? Or we can just lock them both up. Without knowing who took Ivy's ID card, it won't get anywhere. Okay, so I'm saving again though. So the only option that remains is to solve the mystery myself. One of these two suspects used Ivy Field's ID card on the day of the incident. And it's quite likely that whoever is behind this theft must be responsible for the murder as well. If we make the assumption that the investigation team didn't find her card because it's no longer in the lab building, then there's only one possibility for where it ended up. This piece of evidence will reveal who the culprit truly is! I know, just sit and see what happens. Could, this be the proof you're like, I know it's not, I want to be dumb. What do you mean I'm looking for? You're the one that started this conversation. Right, and then could I, denied. I'm just saying, it's tension. I'm doing it for dramatic purposes. I know exactly what to go for. The ID card scanner, because they'll still have the card!